I am Grady Culhane in the CapeCod.com News Center, joined today by a special guest, Jennifer Edwards from the Falmouth Road Race Incorporated. You're the executive director. Do you mind just telling us a little bit more about the upcoming this weekend is the ASICS Falmouth Road Race, 2024 ASICS Falmouth Road Race. I wanted to ask a few more about questions about what is going to be going on for that event, some of the stuff that is what is new, and for people who aren't familiar, which would be a bit surprising, but can you tell us a little bit about what the mission of the Falmouth Road Race is for those who might not be familiar?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. We're very excited to be in race weekend again for the 52nd year in a row. This race it's so rich in history, and it really means a lot to so many people. But, as much as it is a world-class event with world-class elites and runners from all over the world, we really do our best to kind of keep that community feel. We involve almost 2,000 charity runners. We give back to all the nonprofits and, in our community, and we do our best to kind of work and collaborate with all the businesses and the residences and, everybody in the town of Falmouth. This year's race is 11,400 runners, over 4,000 of whom are running on behalf of one of our 200 Massachusetts nonprofits as a part of our Numbers for Nonprofits charity runner program. So last year they raised $7.2 million on behalf of these organizations, and this year we're aiming for 7.5. So should be very exciting. And so that's the Sunday race that everybody comes to town for, but really there's an entire weekend of activities to be had.
hmm Yeah, I already saw a little bit about. I have some of the notes in front of me from before. We have the Mascot race, going to be incorporating some local favorites. We got Wally from the Red Sox, as well as a couple of others. So that's been interesting. Do you mind talking a little bit about what's new in general for this year? It seems like there's been a few big steps in terms of entertainment and how the entire thing is run. So can you elaborate for us?
Yeah, so every year we try to do something a little different, keep things fresh, keep people engaged, involve as much of the public. You don't have to be a runner to participate in our events. The expo is open to the public. I mean, we have 20,000 people coming in and out of our doors at Falmouth High School every year on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The kids run, the SBLI Family Fun Run is a way to, involve youth and kind of keep them in the mindset of running and carry them. Hopefully they are, avid runners by the time they're 10 and they can run the 7-mile race. So the Mascot race was just something that we thought might enhance the experience. And again, with all the excitement of our Boston sports teams, we thought, let's try and get some of them down here. So like you said, we have Pat the Patriot, we have Wally and Tess, we have the Bruins Blades is coming. And then we have some local ones as well. So there's probably 12 or 13. And that one will start at 8:50 on Saturday morning. So it will sell out. There's only room for 1,000 kids. And believe it or not, we're almost there. So, I would say don't delay. Get here at 8 o'clock if you're picking up your bib so that your kids can play. And, there's a lot going on Saturday. On Friday, we have our Falmouth Track Festival, which is it's our second year doing it on Friday, and it really has worked out well. I think we have more people that have a little more freedom in their schedule to come and see our world-class runners race a mile around the track. And it really, if you haven't been, it's such an amazing event. And these athletes, we have so many of them run sub 4-minute mile. Like they will finish the race faster than 4 minutes, and it's like to watch it's mind-blowing. We have a high school invitational mile, the Tommy Cockery High School Mile, and also Elite Wheelchair Mile. This year, we're bringing in some food trucks. So we have some local food trucks coming. We have Fresh Roll and Chariot Pizza and Acai by the Sea and Maki Shave Ice. So if you come early in the 6 o'clock window, you'll have an opportunity to, have a snack, be part of the opening ceremonies, which should be great. And then to close out the event, which is really kind of the thing that we're most excited about, we have a drone show this year. And so the drone show is put on by Sky Elements. And if you're an America's Got Talent TV show fan, they were the group that got the Golden Buzzer from Simon Cowell about a month and a half ago, maybe. So we were working with them to tell the story of the history of the Falmouth Road Race. So it really is, it's customized to this event, and I think it's going to be very exciting. That will close out Friday night's event, so about 8:30-ish on Friday night, and it's right over at Falmouth High School. So if you're at the track, you don't even have to go anywhere. So we really just kind of want to invite as many people as possible to come and see our runners race this, exciting event, and then stay and watch the drone show at the end. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, as well, I'm assuming this is a big plannings thing. As soon as one Falmouth Road race is done, you immediately are starting on next year's. So was that in the works for a while with the drone show, especially, or was that something that you were kind of last minute or last minute? I mean, last minute isn't could be a few months leading up.
Yeah.
But what was kind of the plan there? Was it like I just want a drone show? Why not? Just like throw
Yeah,
me.
it's funny because, we do start planning. I mean, we start planning the day after. We're already reserving hotels for next year, and we have already ordered our merchandise, like clothing and whatnot for runners. We've picked it all out for next year. We have to make that happen right away. So people, when they ask, "Is this a year-round thing?" It is absolutely year-round, and this is a fundraiser for us. And our organization is a nonprofit, and this is our big fundraiser. So it takes a lot to pull it together. We have a really small team, and they're amazing. And the drone show in particular, we'll sit at in this room actually, and we have meetings every week, and we just throw out all kinds of ideas. And fireworks was one of them. Like, why don't we do fireworks? But it's August, it's hot, it's dry, and we already have a great fireworks show on 4th of July. The Falmouth Fireworks Committee put something on, and it's like, how do you compete with that? And then we thought, all right, well, let's do something different, but we need to bring people in at night. Should we show a movie? Should we? So we ended up with this
Hmm.
drone show. And then one of our staff, Megan Faulkner, reached out, found this company before they even became famous on America's Got Talent. And, they do the shows in Disney. They've really kind of been building out their program. So there's 300 drones that are going to be up in the sky. And it's, a lot of it is a surprise, but we did the storyboard right here in the office. And, there's music that goes with it. And I don't want to give too much away, but
No
I'm excited.
spoilers.
Yeah, I don't want to do, no spoilers, but I'm just telling you, it's not just your average show. It's going to be a Falmouth Road Race themed show. So we are really excited about it.
All right, that's awesome. Hopefully, you could lock in a bit of a better rate if you were able to get a hold of them before the fame and fortune came their way
That I will
from
not
Simon Cowell.
disclose.
I will,
Yeah.
I understand. I understand. So as well, so can you give us a hint of maybe what are some of the ideas where in the brainstorming session you're like, let's all think of no bad ideas, and then someone throws
Yeah.
out an
Yeah.
obviously bad idea, and you're like, no.
No, there are no
What got
bad
shut
ideas.
down this year?
Yeah. I got to tell you, nothing was shut down. What we want to do is, of
Okay,
course, want to acknowledge our sponsors because, without
sure.
ASICS, we can't have the race. Without the sponsors of the Tommy Cockery Mile, the show wouldn't have happened. Like we have so much support from our partners. So we wanted to make sure that we threw a few of those elements in. But then if you ask the longtime runners, what are the iconic images or the iconic moments of the race? That's kind of what we were aiming for. Like, how do we tell the story of this race to someone who knows the history for 52 years and to someone who's brand new to town and maybe never participated in anything? So it had to be universal enough to the layperson, but also have a little kind of some inside jokes for the people that have been around a long time. So we really kind of worked, and I don't know, I want to say we put it together, and starting in July is when we did the storyboard. The idea came to us in June. So to answer your question, really, it was just a couple of months. We do a lot of brainstorming, and this one it really kind of came to fruition all at the same time in the summer.
That's awesome, yeah. And as
Yeah.
well, it is interesting to kind of think about like your mindset for it because like it's obviously it's a very big local draw in terms of the tourism economy. So
Yep.
it's pretty much every year, yeah, someone is probably going to be completely new who's never heard of it
Yeah.
before. Which I mean, hey, that's one of the reasons why I ask, like for those who aren't familiar, because there's always going to be a few handfuls of people. So
Yeah.
yeah, how do you? I mean, is it just about kind of like outreach and like signage essentially? Like, how do you plan in that mindset of like every single year could be someone's first Falmouth Road race?
Right.
How does that work for you?
That's actually a really great question because this is a bucket list race. So have we probably, and it's unfortunate, there's a cap on how many we can have in this town. So we do turn away 6,000 runners every year that want to do this race, which is how our charity program is able to be so robust. So those people are given an opportunity to run for charity fundraising organization, and they raise so much money on behalf of these groups. It's like it's just we're probably most proud of that. Like we make an impact through the race, through these runners, and it really is kind of much more large scale than it might seem. So yeah, we focus on the entertainment, but really it's about supporting these groups and making sure that that we're doing everything that we can for them.
Yeah, that's amazing stuff going on, especially with I mean, you guys get more and more. I know there's been you guys are popular to the point where now you've routinely been hitting that cap essentially, and there's been a little bit of a polite push and pull with the town to see like how much can we sustain with the police force and stuff like that. So I know that that's been a conversation. I know there's been a few talks in the past about like, do you want to divert some of the money for like, you know, helping out with like security essentially, but I mean then that's taking away money from like how good the race can be. So like, do you mind talking a little bit about some of that, like the mental challenges that go with that?
No, I think that's easy to talk about. Honestly, we have there's been a change in leadership in this town. So Chief Jeff Laurie, who has joined our public safety team and has been an amazing, incredible asset to the town. Very supportive of the event. He is, working with Chief Smith, our fire chief, and then we probably have, I want to say, there's 30 or so people on our public safety team, and now we meet year round. So we kind of work through all of the issues together. It is very collaborative. He's brought on a bunch of new officers on board to the force in Falmouth. We have set up work with flagging companies now to make sure, I mean, safety is top priority. So we want to make sure that we can safely transport these 11,400 runners, from downtown all the way to Woods Hole. So between the flaggers, private security company, and then, like I said, the assets that we have with public safety, it's really, and we have some volunteers this year too that are helping to close the course at specific intersections so that the entire course will be closed down at 8 a.m. So that's a little bit earlier than in the past, but again, we have early starters going out at 8. So we want to make sure that, that they are safe and that the course is fully closed by then. So over the past few years, it's really kind of it's been a joy to work with this team and all the members of the committee. And we have our numbers up to 11,400 this year. Maybe next year we're at 12,800 again. We shall see. I think, with our Dimsey sports operations team and, Dave McGilvery is our race director for that 7-mile race. And these are the best of the best in the industry. So I feel like we're doing everything that we can to make sure that it is safe, that it is fun. The medical team is kind of prepped and ready, and we're always looking at the heat. We have weather meetings, regularly all leading up to race day. So, I feel like we're doing a pretty good job, and we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's. So now we're just watching the weather, and we're hoping that we can have a nice overcast, low humidity, low to mid 70s kind of a morning for the race, but we shall see. You never know. It's New England, so.
Yeah, it's the curse that we all must bear, unfortunately. So I will say good luck on that front, and thank you so much for joining me for this conversation. It's about all the time that we have for this one. But Jennifer, is there anything else you wanted to highlight for our listeners while we still have you? People can learn more, volunteer, want to donate, any places that they can learn more?
Yep. Honestly, if people just visit falmouthroadrace.com, we have so many links. We have a digital participant guide. You can donate to charities or charity runners, opportunities for volunteerism. There's FAQs. I mean, everything you need to know, the course closures, the map, like everything is on our website. So falmouthroadrace.com. And we appreciate the support, and we're excited to have everyone back in Falmouth.
All right, awesome, Jennifer. For those who are listening, we'll also have the link up on capecod.com in the description for this segment of Sunday Journal. All right. Well, Jennifer, thank you again for joining me for this interview, and congratulations with all the new runners, and good luck with the weather. I can only wish you the best. But thank you again.
Appreciate it. All right. Thanks, Grady.